Now, the crisis in Egypt has put a spotlight on the shipping industry. The unrest has raised concerns over the viability and the future of the Suez Canal as a key waterway, a transit point for the region's freighters and tankers. So how is the crisis affecting ship owners? We're going to ask my next guest that question, among others. Bruce Chan, he is the president of the tanker division of Teekay Corporation. Teekay operates conventional crude oil tankers in about 17 countries, and Bruce Chan is scheduled to be the CEO of Teekay in April. Bruce Chan, welcome to Taking Stock. What do you see right now in terms of any changes having to do with oil shipments in the region?
Thank you. Good afternoon. We have had at Teekay 3 ships this week in the region. 2 have already transited the canal, and 1 is loading at a port in northern Egypt. So far, we have not seen any delays. The canal is operating on time, and the convoys are going both directions as scheduled. In the ports, there have been some disruptions with the workers who are based on land having some difficulties getting to work and fulfilling their duties. However, they haven't really caused that much delays to shipping yet. As well as we know, the oil goes both through the canal on ships as well as through the pipeline, and the pipeline is also operating as scheduled. We have 5 ships going through next week, and so far we're monitoring the situation closely, but there has been no impact, and it's business as usual.
What can you tell us about who is physically in control of the operations of the Suez Canal? Is it the Egyptian military, or are they civilian contractors?
The Suez Canal Authority has armed guards. It is also under the control of the military, so we've been told. And so far, it looks as normal. The agents have cell phone capabilities. The internet is back working. It wasn't working earlier this week, so email communication is fine. And so really it's something that everyone is watching to see if there will be a knock-on effect from the disruptions on land, and whether that spills into the canal areas or some of the ports. Fortunately, some of the ports are a little bit further away, although the Suez Canal, the starting point in the north and the south, are major cities, and there are disruptions in those cities surrounding the canal area itself.
Have you seen any changes to the premiums that insurance companies charge to insure your vessels?
That's a good question. The insurance companies, as well as our own internal security teams, have rated the area still at a low level of risk, slightly higher in the ports, and therefore there hasn't been a rise in insurance costs. Where the area of insurance has come into effect is the piracy area in the Gulf of Aden and off the coast of Somalia, where the ships have to transit before they get to the canal. And in those areas, the insurance costs are higher, and the piracy issue has been escalating, even though maybe people haven't been seeing that on the media as much recently.
Now, the cost of transporting crude can change literally overnight. What have you seen in terms of the spot market to charter a vessel to carry crude?
The spot market has been watching this closely. Our customers who are concerned about the availability of oil if the canal were to have disruptions have been following the situation. It's mostly been around inquiry and ensuring that there are options available if the ships have to be rerouted. The rates have not shown an impact yet. It's just been more talk. However, obviously, if the canal were to have some more significant disruptions, then that oil will have to be transported around the southern tip of Africa, which would add about 6,000 miles to the journey for each of those barrels that would normally be transported through the canal.
Bruce Chan, a question about the transport industry having to do with crude. The order book, a lot of crude vessels might be entering service. Does this mean that the supply and demand is going to be out of balance and that prices will remain low to transport crude?
What we've seen is the oil markets were very strong, as well as the shipping markets, leading into the financial crisis, and so there's always a delay from the time that you order a ship and when it's delivered to you of between 2 to 3 years. And so the ships that we saw ordered before the financial crisis are the ones that we are seeing delivered now. And so there is a supply increase that we're seeing, and rates have started off lower in 2011 than we have seen in prior years. And so that demand balance between supply is right now in favor of the supply.
All right, we've got to leave it there. Bruce Chan, he is the head of the tanker division of Teekay Corporation.